welcome to the 140k Imperial Guard Tactics video. Now before we get into today's video, I'd like to say a huge thanks to Wes Vieira for sending in some awesome pictures of his Imperial Guard army, the 108th Suicide Kings. You said you wanted to go for a dark cyberpunk feel to the army, Wes. Well, I reckon you have achieved that very nicely. Really like the look of those Necromunda boys painted up in a different colour, mixing with some of the old classic metal and Inquisitorial acolytes and the converted ambots of Sandheads. Absolutely love it. Really think it's very characterful army. Lots of love and effort gone into the conversions. That's what we love to see in a guard army. So thank you for sending those pictures in. If anyone else has got any cool pictures they want me to use in my videos, please post them on my Facebook page. There will be a link down in the description below. So without further ado, let's get on with today's video, guys. And it's going to be a quick tip tactica. And what we're going to be looking at, guys, is just a general quick bit of advice that I can give you that will help you win your games. Okay? Now, what is something that you get told no matter what forum you go to, no matter what YouTube channel you go to? What do people always say? Especially since 9th edition dropped, since the advent of 9th edition, they say play the objectives, right? Play the objective game, primary objectives. And it's like, yeah, I've been saying that too, and that is really important. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying it's not true, but that is only half of the puzzle. That is not a balanced equation. Okay, there are some armies out there that can win by simply playing the objectives and doing nothing else. But there is a second key bit to that saying, which I think applies to the majority of armies out there, which is not only play to the objectives, but kill those units which threaten your objectives. Okay, what does that mean? I mean, it sounds simplistic enough, right? But let me dive into this for just a little second. We'll just do a quick deep dive and then we'll break back out onto the surface and I'll come up with some other sort of swimming pool analogies. But one of the big mistakes that I used to make when I was playing with my guard is I would array my guard and I would push for the objectives, and what I would spend the majority of my turns doing at the beginning, you know, turns 1, 2 and 3, and you know, if it was early edition, maybe even turn 4, I would kill my enemy's OBSEC. I would kill the enemy OBSEC, their troops, and often the low-hanging fruit. You know, if my opponent had a unit that was exposed, that was relatively easy to kill, maybe it was a loyal 32 and protecting a knight, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll kill that loyal 32, not a problem, I'll kill it. You know, easy points, right? And it makes you feel good. Makes you feel good killing those easy units, and you think you're doing something good, right? You think you're achieving something. You're like, yes, I'm stopping my enemy from being able to OBSEC. This is very important. Well, you know what? It is important, but the problem is that if you focus on removing the enemy's OBSEC early on, then what are you leaving flying around doing nasty things to your army? You're leaving the enemy's heavy hitters. And you know what those heavy hitters have the ability to do? Remove vast quantity of guardsmen. Blow up many a Lehman Russ. And so what you'll find is you'll get into this sort of end game scenario. And yeah, you've killed the enemy's OBSEC, but you have no way of dealing with your enemy's Storm Raven, Land Raider, or some other much more competitive option that doesn't pop into my head right now. You've got no way of dealing with that. So you can't deal with it now. You know, that heavy hitter has been punching you in the face for 3, maybe 4 turns already. At least, well, this is more like this 9th edition, so 3 turns, 4 turns. It's not, you know, it's been punching you. That's what I'm saying. It's been punching you, and now you just look around. You're like, yeah, I've been doing well. And I've got this lead, maybe I'm sort of, you know, equalising on the points, but I can't stop that thing now. I've got no more las cannons, or I've got a few, but not really enough to guarantee any significant damage. And so you know what happens? That heavy hitter, it keeps punching you, it keeps slugging you in the gut, it keeps giving you know, working your whole body like a punching bag. It just keeps beating the shit out of you. And you get to the point where you're like, oh, well, crap, I haven't got any models left. Or I'm so thin on the ground, I can't hold these objectives for the last couple of turns. I can't do it. You know, maybe if you're running a pure infantry guard army, you might be able to do it, maybe. But we're looking at this from a hybrid point of view. You know, we're talking about the majority here. Most people don't have a pure infantry guard army. You know, most people who collect guard have lots of tanks and some infantry, you know, a nice mix. Well, you know what? If you find yourself in that situation game after game where you're like, I don't get it. You know, I killed all the enemy's objective-related stuff, and he's just got this stuff that's flying around or moving around, you know, that shoots me. But I still lost the game. What happened? Well, make sure you kill those heavy hitters. Whilst you have the most firepower that you can have at your disposal, hit them heavy hitters. Hit them. Hit them. Hit them with your rhythm stick. Hit them slowly. Hit them quick. Hit them with your heavy hitters. Take them out. And if you're able to do that, then what you're, focus on those turns 1 and turns 2. Okay. And then turn 3, maybe. But, play it by ear. But definitely, what you want to do is remove their ability to hurt you, and then turns 4 and turns 5, mop up the easy units. Mop up the low-hanging fruit. Kill those units which you still, even though it's late game and you've lost maybe 50% of your army, if not more, they're the easy units to kill. And now you're closer, so you've got more rapid fire and stuff like that. Then you can kill the easy units. But if you kill the easy units first and leave the hard to kill heavy hitters behind, you won't be able to pick those heavy hitters up later. But if you kill the heavy hitters first, more than likely you'll still be able to pick up the low-hanging fruit, the easy kills later on. Anyway guys, that's today's video. Quick tip tactica. Hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think, and of course, I'll see you guys next time.